Hello and welcome. I'm Ari and in this video I will be building a tiny house. These are the inspiration pics I used from Pinterest and I'm building on a 10x10 lot in the custom walled Scandinavian. I'm building this house for my legacy challenge as I wanted to reduce the rent my founder is currently paying, and I also wanted to give her a little bit of a smaller lot as for the low amount of rent she's paying it is more realistic that she wouldn't have such a lavish garden like on the other lot. So now she's getting a really small garden and also a really small house. I will put the bedroom in the attic, even though only one side of a double bed will be actually usable for the sim. So I will have to see how I work with that when I have more than one sim on the lot. With the outside look of the house, I tried to stay in this Scandinavian-ish style, even though it probably also could pass through as a American suburban house, I guess. I really like the baby blue walling. I didn't even change the color a little bit because it just was so perfect for my legacy household. The windows and their placement are the thing that really make or break a house for me, but I found some fitting windows for the ground floor really fast, but for the upstairs I didn't really know what to choose. But then I actually found these perfect windows that are on the bottom of the wall and probably belong to the windows that I put on the ground floor because they were just so perfectly fitted for each other. The front door was also just such an easy and perfect match. I just changed the colors to as the same-ish as the house and it fit together really beautifully. And then I started doing the floor plan for the ground floor, which is actually just one room, the bathroom. And I decided to not put the bathroom where the two big windows are, as this would just be a waste of these nice windows. As the attic does not really count as a room, it doesn't have walls on the sides, so I just put down these really low fences to imitate walls, as this room will be used for a bedroom. I just blacked out the room over the entrance, as for me it's a lot easier on the eyes when I'm playing instead of always looking through to the ground floor. From the inside it would probably look nicer if you could just look up and see the roof, but as The Sims 3 is not really a first-person game, I just prefer this way of doing it because it's just nicer for me while I play the game. As there was obviously no place for stairs, I just used the ladder, and as I never really used it, I did some mistakes while putting it down, but I figured it out in the end and corrected my mistakes. I really like to use the debug lights as they are very bright and light up the building very well, but I also put in some other lights for realism and aesthetic purposes. I use the color wheel for almost everything in this build or any build I do because it's just so nice, and sometimes the default colors are just a bit too bright for me, so I just tone them down a little bit and everything already looks more beautiful to me. And it's also a great tool to match up all of the different windows, doors and other wood things to just make them look as they're made of the same material and match together, even though they're not actually from the same set. I even recolored the trash can and the mailbox to match to the house a little bit better. And then I started with the interior. I realized that I already had used a lot of money because I didn't really look for the cheapest windows. I really just tried to make it look beautiful. So now with the furniture, I really had to save a lot of money and did only put in what a sim really needs, so almost no decorations. For the shower curtains, I really like to use just normal curtains that are a bit see-through, and I have this CC shower that's just like the store outdoor shower, that it just is the fittings without a cabin, and with the shower curtains it just looks like a real nice shower. I had to use the cheap counters. I just tried to make them look a little bit nicer with the create a style tool. I don't really know if I did make it look nicer or even worse, but it's okay. I like the wood color. I decided to delete the other small window as the living room, kitchen, just main area already had enough windows and it just would have been in the way of the kitchen. Obviously, I also had to use the cheapest stove and fridge, but I colored them into a more bluish white color, so they look a bit more modern and not so ugly yellowish. I also wanted to put in a little desk working space, but I didn't really find a small enough desk, except the one that was just consisting out of this plank floating in the air. But this was actually perfect for this little small corner to also put in a bookshelf that is still usable because of the small desk. As there was not enough space for a dining table, I put down this little bar with these bar stools, and as it is now, it doesn't actually work as Sims can get to the bar stools, so I had to move the counters a little bit into the direction of the fridge with the move object tool, and now it is actually usable how it is, just a little bit clipping into the fridge. It's very similar with the bed upstairs, as the sim can only walk in the middle of the attic, as this is the only high enough roof, I guess. I had to put the bed into one corner, so only one side is actually usable. I couldn't really go without curtains, so even though they are probably a waste of money, I still put some in and customized them to fit into the house better. And also I put down a few rugs already. Something this house also really needed was a couch for someone to sleep over, as obviously the bed upstairs can only be used by one sim at a time. So I put in this little cute couch, and then I started the outdoor decoration. I really like to use this climbing ivy on houses, as it gives it a just really nice realistic touch. So I also did it for this house. It sometimes gives me trouble while placing it, but after a while I think I kind of understood how it works. The attic really needed some decoration, as the only thing that really fit upstairs was the bed and some rugs. I just put down some cute plants and lamps and just some other stuff that you would maybe find up in an attic, like cartons, suitcases and other clutter. I realized that the kitchen wall was also very bare, but as I couldn't afford any cupboards for the wall, I decided just to use these shelves to maybe decorate later with some flowers. I tried to find more wall decorations for the kitchen, but everything was just so expensive that I just used these oven gloves, and then I went to decorate the entrance room. I already put in this wicker basket, and with the OSMP mod I'm able to put decorations onto the wicker basket. Before I couldn't really decide on which rug I wanted in the kitchen, but I still needed one, as I think a kitchen always needs a rug. So I finally was able to find a fitting rug for the room. I also put some lights outdoors, and then I started to decorate the garden. I completely surrounded the house with these cute hedges, and then I put some flowers into the hedges to give it a bit more life. I put the flowers into the hedge with the move objects on sheet, and I also put them a little bit outside of the lot borders, and I wasn't really sure if it was gonna stay like that or if it just is going to vanish the next time I load up the lot, because this already happened to me. But the flowers actually stayed even though that they were over the lot border. The little piece of garden this lot has actually left, I lowered a little bit to make this kind of tiered garden, and I just decorated it with a few stones, and I put in a bench and a clothesline if I maybe get a laundry machine later so I can dry my laundry. And with that, the house is actually finished. I tried to stay under 10,000 simoleons, but it was just a little bit over, so I'm okay with that. And actually, because I had to reorganize some of my CC. Some of the plants I put in actually vanished, so it got a little bit cheaper anyways. From the outside, I think it turned out pretty beautiful thanks to all of the great CC. I also already put down the utilities for the utilities mod. The entrance of the house looks really cute, even though it has actually no purpose. The little desk corner is very cute and actually usable, which is nice if I may be able to buy a computer to put it down on the desk. The bathroom turned out cuter than I expected, probably because of the tile. And the kitchen slash main room is, in my opinion, just the worst room of all. It looks so bare and empty because of all those empty walls. The attic turned out cute, but I still have to learn how to change the texture of the inside of a roof or of the ceiling, because I still don't know how to do that. But this is just a view I never really have, except I'm making a house tour. There you just also got a look on how I put down the bed a bit to the side, so it could be used from the other side, but only from this side. And I was also able to make the bar stools usable, and I'm really happy with the outcome of the house. It looks a lot better from the outside than the inside, in my opinion, but the inside is a lot easier to change than the outside, so this could be done in the Let's Play. Thank you a lot for watching this video, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!